Andreas Hadjiloizou was a medical student in Athens, returning home for the summer vacation when Turkey invaded. He was drafted into the National Guard as a medic and captured.
And the merits of the case means that there will be a full hearing. Of course, all of this is confidential, but there will be a full hearing where we will present our evidence, and the government of Turkey will present their own evidence, and then the commission will judge. I see...
Marula Tsangaridis, Andreas' sister, is an American citizen. She's visiting a Cyprus lawyer to discuss a private suit she's bringing against Turkey before the European Commission of Human Rights.
If you could tell me a little bit about the connection with your brother and the ex-American ambassador in Cyprus.
Well, it all started when my brother, who lives in Nicosia, got a message from a Turkish friend that they really had my brother a prisoner, and I thought maybe me being an American citizen, I could help more if I saw the American ambassador to Cyprus.
The American ambassador promised to help. He had a highly placed Turkish contact, whose identity he kept secret from Marula.
I went to the Turkish ambassador, with whom we had very good relations, as we did with the Greek ambassador and the Greek embassy. And I put the case to him, said that there was I felt that there was a basis for my inquiry because the sister was an American citizen. I asked if he'd good enough to look into it. At that point, full stop, for a few months, I don't remember how many, until in a later conversation he came back to me and said, and as precisely as I can remember, we have been able to trace his movements for the approximately first year after the fighting ended. That he'd been able to ascertain that that the brother had been employed by the Turkish authorities for a few months in a Turkish hospital in Famagusta, and after that at the Turkish hospital in Kyrenia. And he said, at that point, after about a year, the trail grows cold, and I don't know what happened to him. And I said, well, what do you think might happen? He said, well, I suppose, said he, that as in so many other cases, since we had no desire to hold on to these people, quite the contrary, we let them get up to Istanbul and put them on a plane to London, from London knowing that they would filter their way back to Cyprus.
Suddenly, on February, I think it was February 8th, I got a call from Mr. Crawford saying that his contact, his friend, his Turkish friend, told him that they were going to release my brother from Istanbul for London on a certain date. And being that he knew that there were a lot of Cypriots in London, to have somebody at the airport waiting for him. And I did that. I called my brother-in-law. He sent his two boys to the airport, but nothing happened. I just think they wanted to get rid of me. They wanted to stop me from making a lot of noise against them. That was their way, I think, of shutting me up, because we never found out anything about my brother. He was never released.
And you got this through
Freedom of Information Act.
Okay,
yes.
But some of the parts are being deleted, so I guess these are sensitive.
Marula applied under the Freedom of Information Act for documents relating to her brother's case. This memorandum from Ambassador Crawford was censored for reasons she was informed of national defense or foreign policy. Ambassador Crawford has not seen the document since he wrote it 16 years ago.
It says that the senior Turkish source said he had learned that the individual about whom I inquired many months ago had left from Istanbul for London after his considerable service with the Turkish military in Cyprus as a paramedic. So that seems to indicate that the further inquiry had shown that in fact he had left Istanbul for London.
There are many excisions in that document. Can you explain to me what might have been removed?
Since I wasn't the one who removed them, I can't really answer that. In general, I'm aware sections are cut out of reports from earlier years if they refer to individuals still in senior government positions in foreign governments with which we have friendly relations. That would be reason enough to have deleted portions of this.
So what names might be missing from that?
Well, I assume the name of my source, who was then the Turkish ambassador in Cyprus.
The Turkish ambassador, Mr. Onhun, is now ambassador to London. Whilst declining to be interviewed, he agreed to discuss the matter privately. He denied all knowledge of the conversation described by Ambassador Crawford.
Would it surprise you to learn that he denies all knowledge of this?
No, not in the least. I wouldn't blame him for so doing. He's still accountable to the government for which he works.
If the Commission asks to go, I think Turkey should accept it. If they do not accept it, that I think would be most embarrassing for them, because one could draw the inference that they have something to hide. But there is a procedure whereby the Commission can take evidence on the spot, and I think that's quite a good point in our favor.
Yeah, because the only thing I'm interested is to force Turkey into investigate it, not to wash their hands of my brother's case or anybody's case for that matter.
Yes.
Because they admitted it to Mr. Crawford that they did have him. Their own ambassador said to Mr. Crawford, yes, I checked it, and we have him.